All this while only averaging about 21 playing minutes.
Draymond setting up the rookie, spin move inside, and the hammer.
Good this season, and by next season, he'll be an absolute beast.
James Wiseman, the talented Golden State Warriors center, who's just off his rookie season in the NBA, has yet to prove he is an elite big man in the league. But he's definitely shown throughout his short basketball career so far that he is different on and off the court. We know you're curious to learn why Jay Wise isn't like the others, aren't you? So we present the 7 ways this 7-footer is different from your average NBA rookie, sophomore, or actually from any NBA player out there, and even really from any everyday person in general. Make sure to stick around until the end of this video to find out which former NBA superstars and Hall of Famers endorse James Wiseman, what are some of his hidden off-court skills, and how he compares to both his rookie class and this year's rookie class in terms of jumping right into NBA action. Let's go! James Wiseman, nicknamed J-Dub, J-Wise, and Big Ticket, was born on March 31st, 2001 in Nashville, Tennessee. He stands 7 feet 1 inch tall, weighs 240 pounds, and currently represents the Golden State Warriors in the NBA, who picked him 2nd overall in the 2020 draft. James attended the Ensworth School in Nashville and East High School in Memphis, and he went to college at the University of Memphis, playing for the Memphis Tigers. Everything so far sounds great, right? Well, kind of. Just wait and see why James Wiseman's path to success is actually a lot different. We kick off our list with the number 7 thing that explains why J-Dub is not your average 7-footer. See, James was actually coached by a former NBA superstar, the 4-time All-Star and 2-time All-NBA first-teamer Anthony Penny Hardaway. On top of that, he got coached by Penny not just in his high school years, but also in college. Now, how is that even possible? And how has it been controversial, perhaps? Listen up. Hardaway was coaching at Memphis East High School, and Wiseman decided to transfer to it from the Ensworth School in his hometown of Nashville, Tennessee. It was the first time James followed Penny, and the first time he stumbled. Upon the transfer, Wiseman was ruled ineligible by the Tennessee Secondary School Athletic Association because of an athletic coaching link that existed between him and Hardaway. And the reason was that previous summer, Wiseman joined Team Penny on the Nike Elite Youth Basketball League circuit. The ineligibility was a nerve-wracking event that stretched into December, but eventually Jay Wise was cleared to play. And as a high school senior, he was a consensus 5-star recruit. He was truly on fire, and most recruiting services ranked him number 1 in the entire 2019 class. James claimed multiple National Player of the Year awards and played in the McDonald's All-American game after his final high school season. But remember, we said that James Wiseman stumbled another time, right? And believe it or not, that was when he followed Penny Hardaway yet again, this time to college. Now, this case almost cost Wiseman a college career, or we might even say it did. Just as J-Dub was getting ready to hoop for the Tigers, something unexpected happened. The NCAA ruled him ineligible to play for Memphis. The University of Memphis stated that head coach Penny Hardaway had paid for $11,500 in moving expenses to help James and his family relocate to the city of Memphis in 2017. According to Wiseman's lawyer, the NCAA deemed that Hardaway, a Memphis alumnus, had acted as a booster. A few weeks later, though, the NCAA ruled that Wiseman would be eligible to return after serving a 12-game suspension if he donated $11,500 to a charity of his choice. Nevertheless, the next month, after missing 7 games due to suspension, Wiseman announced that he would leave Memphis, hire an agent, and prepare for the 2020 NBA draft, effectively ending his college career. James played just 3 games at Memphis, but while his time was limited to 69 total minutes of action, opponent teams shot only 33% when Wiseman was on the court. And he made a number of eye-opening plays, altering and blocking shots. Jay Wise was undoubtedly one of the highest-rated prospects in his class according to draft analysts, and was the favorite to be the number 1 pick. I mean, seriously, 2 ineligibilities, academic runs cut short, and yet still a top prospect? Who told you James Wiseman was onto something here? which brings us to number 6 on the list of 7 ways why this 7-footer is different. Let's take you back to Oakland, California on this one, January 27, 2021, when the visiting Minnesota Timberwolves were in town to take on the Golden State Warriors. Well, that was actually in San Francisco at the newly opened Chase Center. No fans due to COVID restrictions, but that didn't stop James Wiseman from putting on a show. You know you got a little something to prove to the team that didn't draft you first, and the Wolves had the number 1 pick in the 2020 draft and skipped James Wiseman to draft Anthony Edwards instead. Wiseman said later that he wasn't motivated by that factor, but man, did he ball out. Coming in off the bench, the rookie center dunked, knocked down all 3 of his three-point tries, and connected on 9 of 14 shots from the field, adding 6 boards and 2 blocks. James Wiseman had himself a night as the Warriors proceeded to take down the Wolves. In 24 minutes of action, Wiseman scored a career-high 25 points. And picture this, he became the youngest Warrior to ever score 25-plus points. Yes, in fact, James Wiseman became the first Warriors player under the age of 20 to score at least 25 points in a game in team history, regardless of whether it was a starter or reserve. Remember Gilbert Arenas? He was the previous youngest, dropping 25 on the Wizards back in 2002. J-Dub is surely making some history here, but wait and see what the legends are saying about him and how he's actually different from all this year's rookies, in the best way possible. Just stick to the end of this video to find out what we're talking about. In the meantime, we're dropping the top 5 on you. Here's another way James Wiseman is not your average human. And this one plays out both on and off the court. James is one of the rare kind who just absolutely loves adversity. As he's mentioned in various interviews, he naturally loves when people doubt him and admires being challenged or put in difficult situations, and he faces discomfort right in the eye. That ineligibility we talked about, bring it. Not being drafted number 1, love it. Injuries or the challenges life throws at you, pushing through and coming back stronger than ever. We can't tell the story better than Jay Wise himself, so watch him ponder on this topic.
I feel that adversity is something that we have to go through as individuals to enhance our spiritual growth and our personal growth. I feel that adversity is something that we have to go through in order for us to reach our destiny. Spreading positive energy every day, man, we can uplift other people just by our energy, just by how we carry ourselves.
Now that's a mentality, especially for such a young man. Take notes, kids. Learn a lesson and make sure to take the hard path in life and embrace your struggles like Jay Wise does. Next up, in case you don't already have enough, the number 4 reason why James Wiseman is outstanding. Yes, the Golden State Warriors center speaks Chinese, and not only is he fluent in Mandarin, he's also having fun with it.
What a mama, baba, Gigi, what you want down like Chow?
Back in high school, while other students were learning Spanish, James decided to go with Chinese because he really wanted something different, and also understood that basketball and the NBA are big in the Chinese culture these days. He learned the common words and phrases, so now he can have a conversation with a native speaker. But James didn't stop there. He also mastered the Chinese characters and learned to read and write in one of the most difficult and versatile languages in the world. Additionally, Wiseman immersed himself in the culture of the Asian nation. He admits to loving a lot of Chinese things, like food for example, with spring rolls being his favorite Chinese food to eat, and he even prefers to eat with chopsticks. Jay Wise frequently appears on Golden State Warriors Weibo, the Chinese social network, to share his news, connect with his fans in China, and of course to test out his Mandarin vocabulary. I wish we could say something in Mandarin to show our excitement for the big man, but I think I'll leave that to him. And hey, are any of you with James and can also say something in Mandarin? Let us know in the comments. And remember to stick to the very end of this video to find out what is the number 1 piece of proof that J-Dub deserved to be born on another planet. Or well, at least to be in the conversation about the most amazing human beings and basketball players out there. But for now, we continue with our James Wiseman Terrific Facts Countdown, and this is the number 3 way why he's truly different. Let's go ahead and compare James' path to the path taken by other rookies who are joining the NBA this season, or any of the previous seasons for that matter. fresh out of college or wherever they're coming from, the G League or overseas, your average rookie spends the summer adjusting to NBA play, hooping in the summer league, bonding with teammates, coaches, refs, and really soaking in the whole atmosphere of the off-season practices, just getting ready for the season to kick off. Then it's the preseason, remember? Now that's where you're really getting a taste of the league, squaring up against the full rosters of rival teams, getting the opportunity to face the superstars in a regular season-like matchup. That's where you're actually getting tested for real. For a rookie to go through all that preparation is vitally important for a successful start to their career in the NBA, and that's why all these activities even exist. But guess what? James Wiseman? He skipped all that. The reason is that coming into the 2020-2021 season, it was different. The COVID-19 restrictions were in place, the NBA playoffs and the finals had just concluded in the bubble with no fans and with strict protocols in effect. The whole league was just shut down. As a result, James wasn't able to go through all those usual activities, and he jumped right into the action. And still, despite his rapid NBA introduction, he performed. So before you're trying to compare Wiseman to any of the rookies this season, think twice. J-Dub's path is just different. Now let's get to the topic of his performance and crunch some numbers in our number 2 fact why James Wiseman is not your average dude. We're hearing people talk that Wiseman didn't live up to the expectations his rookie season, that he didn't perform well, that he exited with an injury, and so on and so forth. And yet, while it's true that James didn't have a perfect season, mostly due to being sidelined after suffering a torn meniscus, but despite playing only 39 games his rookie season, J-Wise still put up a major fight, and here's why. When Wiseman suffered that knee injury against Houston, he ranked top 3 to top 5 among all rookies in multiple areas, namely 3rd among rookies in rebounding, 5.8 boards per game, 4th in shooting percentage, 51.9% from the field, 4th in blocks, 0.9 per game, and 5th in scoring, 11.5 points per game. And keep in mind, those 11.5 points and 5.8 boards per game are inching up there close to double-double numbers, so that's definitely an impressive achievement. Now, if we dig even further and take a look at the per 36-minute average for James Wiseman, who only played 69 minutes in college, and compare his numbers to some louder names out there, we'll see that he is definitely in the conversation of having a great rookie season. For instance, DeAndre Ayton's per 36-minute average as a rookie, after 1,172 collegiate minutes, was 19.1 points and 12 rebounds. And DeMarcus Cousins, after 893 collegiate minutes, recorded per 36 averages of 17.8 and 10.9 in year 1. Bam Adebayo, after 1,145 collegiate minutes, 12.6 points, 10 rebounds. James Wiseman's per 36 were, get this, 19.3 points and 9.7 rebounds. So the numbers do prove that J-Dub's rookie year was certainly not a failure. And the stat line proves that he's making big moves, unlike a lot of other guys. You better watch out for this dude. Either way, we don't want you to take just our word for it, as we've approached the number 1 reason why James Wiseman is different. And as promised, this is going to be about some superstars and Hall of Famers, and this one's huge. We'll let somebody else speak out for us shortly, but first, let's get back to James' childhood and see who he modeled his game after, so you can see he was way different from the get-go. While other kids might have been watching MJ, Kobe, LeBron, and the likes, little James Wiseman was already a wise man. He paid close attention to how the San Antonio Spurs legends David Robinson and Tim Duncan played back in the day. Another superstar James compares himself to, and one who's also vouched for James, is Chris Bosh. Bosh said he loves Wiseman's game, sees great future for him, and currently lobbies for the Golden State Warriors to keep him in the roster and avoid trading the center. Finally, last but not least, to prove that James Wiseman is just different, and the reason for James' nickname Big Ticket is none other but the newly elected Hall of Famer Kevin Garnett. Wiseman says KG is his favorite player of all time. Imagine what an honor it would be to have your favorite player name you among the best up-and-coming big men in the NBA. When asked by the New York Times who he would relay the torch to, Garnett mentioned James Wiseman first. Given that James comes back from his injury in a timely fashion, they are scheduled to train and work out together before the start of the next season. There is a bright future ahead for this 7-footer who is truly different. That's it for this video, so if you liked it, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. And speaking about a bright future, make sure you subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any of our future episodes. Oh yeah, and let us know in the comments what you guys think. Any other reason James Wiseman is different? What's your opinion on the ones that we've already mentioned? We're looking forward to hearing your thoughts. And until next time, stay different, basketball friends.